We're going to begin our live showdown first with an undercard press conference hosted by Savage Dan, and then we're going to go live on Sky Sports and the Boxer YouTube channels at the top of the hour. I want to introduce a couple people to the stage first. Again, like I said, the host this afternoon, Mr. Savage Dan, and joining Dan on stage first, from Hull, England, he is the undefeated Harvey Lambert. From Liverpool, the undefeated Frankie Stringer. We also welcome the current reigning English welterweight champion, Samuel True Sensation Antwi. From Sheffield, the undefeated Shaquille Dr. Steele Thompson. And finally, from Smithborough, Ireland, currently residing in Los Angeles, California, USA, the undefeated Aaron Silencer McKenna. I will turn it over to Savage Dan. Take it away, sir.
Thank you, Big Mo. Samuel Antwi is not here, so he is being replaced by Frankie. Frankie, we'll start with you. Last time we saw you out, it was in Manchester on a massive bill, a massive night. And it seemed as though you were perhaps sitting down on the shots a bit more, wanted to improve your punch selection. Was that something you consciously did? Something you planned for?
Just wanted the stoppage, but I tried for it too much, so that's why I didn't come. But on Saturday I relax, let my shots go, and if it comes, it comes.
Well, you haven't lost a round since turning pro, so there's no issues there. But in the back of your mind, are you always wanting to go out there and get that stoppage?
He skipped me in the gym saying I can't punch and 4-0 with no knockout, so that's why I probably won it. So it'll come. I'm only young, the power will come.
You're trained by Joe McNally, you're managed by Liam Smith, you're in the gym with champions and role models. Is that all rubbing off on you? How much experience are you gaining just being in the gym with them?
I've been around them all my life. Liam, Stephen, Paul, Bellew. I've trained with them all my life, so just second nature now, and I'm learning off the best.
And what's the most important thing for you at this point? Is it just staying busy, staying active, getting fights?
Just learning as I go on, keeping active, keep winning, up the rounds, and see what it's like in 12 months.
Prediction for your fight Saturday night?
I'm not saying knockout, but we'll see.
You want to say it. All right, let's go to Shaquille. Shaquille, last time we saw you out, you were impressive at Ali Pali. This year, I feel like you really want to step up the opposition and gain some momentum.
Yeah, that's right. My fight in Ali Pali last time, I stopped the guy quicker than anyone else has stopped him. And yeah, like you said, I'm wanting to step up my position. This fight, I was wanting to fight someone who's up here, Aaron McKenna. We're not fighting the same people. Well, we're not fighting each other for a specific reason, which isn't in my hands, so it is what it is.
Up on Saturday, you have a fighter who has got 22 wins, 11 stoppages, calls himself the Demolisher. You're going to need to step your game up, I guess, if you want to beat him. What do you have to do to get a win on Saturday?
I just have to do what I have to do. I've trained hard, I've been working hard, so when I go in there, I'm going to show everyone what it is I can do.
You're sparred with some of the very best in the world. How far do you think you can go?
I'm in it to go all the way. I think I can go all the way. I know I can go all the way, should I say. So I'm just taking my journey as it is. I've got a good team behind me. And yeah, we can't wait to really get in that domestic mix. Like I said, I was wanting to do it on Saturday, but for whatever reason it's not happening.
All being well on Saturday, do you think it could be a fight that comes next for you?
Say that again, sir.
All being well on Saturday, do you feel like the McKenna fight could be the next one?
If he wants to take it this time.
Good luck on Saturday night. I may as well come straight to you.
Well, a journeyman, so he has 9 fights. He's been against all guys with losing records, so until he steps up and fights someone good, I think he should look for a rematch with the guy he fought in the amateurs, who knocked him out just 2 years ago. That's the type of fight you should be looking for first, and then come to me. I'm looking in front of me, I'm not looking behind me. I'm looking to get into the top 10 in the world.
Why don't you take the fight now? What's stopping you from taking the fight now?
No one knows you.
You're talking on Instagram about rankings, but I've got a higher world ranking.
You got knocked out there a couple of years ago in the amateurs.
But we're talking about me and you. Why aren't you taking the fight?
I'd fight you, no problem.
Okay, we'll take the fight then.
12-round fight.
Well, I think at least this wasn't meant to be the face-off part of the press-up, I'll be honest, but I think it makes sense possibly for the next one. let's talk about your fight on Saturday night. You've been out the ring for a while now. How has this camp been, and how does it feel to be back?
Yeah, it feels great to be back. Camp's gone great. I'm looking forward to it now. I'm fighting a good, solid opponent, someone who's definitely going to go and try and win. 22-6. He's beat a few good unbeaten fighters as well. So these are the type of fights I want. People that'll bring me up the ranks.
You're an all-action fighter. You barely take a step backwards. Is it more of the same on Saturday night, or is there something more that you want to show?
Yeah, I always go in for the knockout. In this game, you have to be entertaining. You have to go in there and try to hurt these people. You got to make it exciting for the fans, and that's what I intend to do. I can box too, but I like to go for the knockout if it's there.
I guess I'll ask you for a prediction for your fight Saturday night as well.
Yeah, I always go in there with the intent to go for the KO, so I want to go in there and knock him out and make a statement.
Good luck.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Love Factory here in Manchester, England, for the live showdown as we head towards this Saturday, March 25th, for Lawrence Okolie's return to Sky Sports as he aims to defend his WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World against the undefeated challenger, David Light. We welcome our viewers joining us now on Sky Sports, as well as the Boxer YouTube channel. We're going to begin our live showdown first with a brief press conference, and then we're going to head to the head-to-heads, and then obviously the main event showdown as well. We would like to thank our headline partner this afternoon, Bet365, as well as our official partners, Everlast, Village Hotels, Wow Hydrate, and FCI Markets. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, there are a few tickets remaining for this Saturday's show at the AO Arena in Manchester, so make sure you grab your tickets or tune in to Sky Sports Showcase for the official show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome back on stage the host of today's live showdown, Mr. Savage Dan. Joining Savage Dan on stage, the head of boxer promoter Ben Shalom. And alongside Ben Shalom is the former European Super Bantamweight champion, Spencer Oliver. And also the longest reigning Cruiserweight champion in history from Sky Sports, Mr. Johnny Nelson. And two of our competitors competing this Saturday from the AO Arena here in Manchester. First, from Barnsley, England, here is the undefeated, he is the current reigning Central Area Super Middleweight champion, Callum Simpson. And also from Burton-upon-Trent, the undefeated, the Olympic bronze medalist, and the Commonwealth gold medalist, the undefeated Big Fraser Clark. Savage Dan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Big Mo. Fraser, I will come to you first. You seem like you're in a good mood today. Smiley. Saturday night, you've got a very good opponent, especially on short notice. He's been in there with the likes of Jarrell Miller. He's been in there with Kubrat Pulev. A very good test for you and a good indicator of where you're at.
Yeah, let's get to work. You know, Bogdan Dinu, he's got good credentials. He's been in there with some good fighters. And I think it's time, you know, that these are the kind of fights people want to see me in, and I'm here for it. So, you know, I've never been back down from a challenge. Despite what people say or think, I will fight anyone. I've been in there with some of the world's very best as an amateur, but now as a professional, it's time for me to start proving myself. The only way I can do that is by fighting guys like Dino, and I've got a lot of respect for him. I've seen him in a few camps. I know he's capable, but so am I.
You've passed every test with flying colours so far, got some very good wins under your belt, progressing very nicely. It seems as though you're becoming a bit more of a refined fighter under Angel than maybe you were known for as an amateur.
You know, it's about honing your skills. This game, you have to keep learning, keep progressing. Every time I go into that gym, I aim to leave having learned something and try and add it to my game. I watched a Joe Lewis documentary last night, and I'm trying to learn something, trying to learn from these guys that have done it before me. You know, there hasn't been no spectacular knockouts yet, but my balance is better than in my last fight, than my first fight. My hand position's better, my jab is better. I'm trying to think all the time, and yeah, heavyweights can go in there and knock lumps out of each other, and people love to see it. How many heavyweights can use their brain, box, move, and get the fundamentals absolutely bang on in order to get to the top?
You seem to add something to your arsenal every single time you get in there. What's been added this camp?
I think, you know, because we're doing longer rounds, we focused on breaking people down. You
taking your time. Maybe don't throw the 5-punch combination, throw the 3 punches, make them solid. Providing you get past Saturday night with no injuries, no problems, what do you want for the rest of 2023? All concentration is on Saturday, but what I want the titles, and that's no lie. I've heard some absolute ludicrous statements recently that I'm not on the same level or can't mention the same breath as Fabio Wardley, and I just see it as absolute. These people need sectioning because there's no chance on this earth that I'm not at that level already. But like I say, let me hone my skills. Let me do the rounds, and sooner or later, hopefully this year, them kind of fights will come off.
Let's move on to Callum. Callum, there's a lot of excitement around you. Maybe you are one of the best kept secrets in boxing. 10-0, 8 stoppages. For those that don't know much about you, what can they expect to see?
Yeah, I think I'm best kept secret. The secret's out of the bag now, innit? So yeah, I think I'm an exciting fighter. I think I might put punches together well. I'm powerful, I've been told, fast. So I think I'm gonna show it well that game. I'm gonna show it all Saturday night. I think it'll be a good fight. Yeah.
You're in a very competitive division, super middle. Are there particular people you're looking at, opponents, or are you just going off the belts or just trying to be pretty steady with your progress?
I think for my next few fights, I think straight at the top 10 really is obviously Jack Kilgan and Jermaine Brown, Zach Chelly. I think obviously Chelly in his last fight they're doing very well in his career, credit to him. So I think for me the next fight after this, either Jack Kilgan or Jermaine Brown, or if Chelly vacates the English, then obviously I'll fight them two for the English, and then British start next year. I'm sure Ben can sort that out.
Your opponent on Saturday night is nicknamed El Phenomenal. Can we expect something phenomenal from you? I had to do it. Can we expect something phenomenal on Saturday?
Yeah, from myself. Not sure about him, but from myself, definitely.
You've got a big following also from Barnsley Football Club. Everyone's behind you. Are we expecting many people coming down?
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot coming down from Barnsley, and especially Yorkshire, South Yorkshire. A few coming from Sheffield. I think there's 10 of the players are coming ringside as well. So they're supposed to play on Saturday, but the game got postponed. They said it because the Ipswich players were called to play internationally, but I think it's because they want to come watch me fight instead. I think that was the real reason. So yeah, there's plenty coming down to support me. Yeah.
Whatever it is, it works for you. Ben, we should be really excited about these two, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, just on Callum, our team is so excited for Callum Simpson. We think you are the best kept secret in the super middleweight division. He's already 10-0. He's already ready to go. He's going to box Celso Neves, who's fought Padre McCrory, who took Felix Catch the distance only in December. We believe this guy's on that level and can go even further, and so delighted obviously with a new signing, but also with Callum, a future superstar, and Fraser. I mean, this is his first 8-rounder and he's boxing someone that boxed Daniel Dubois in his 15th fight or 17th fight. This guy's been in there with Jarrell Miller. When we heard the news about Riddell Booker on Sunday morning, first thoughts were with him. I do wish him our very, very best because it did look very bleak. I think he was almost fighting for his life at one stage, but we thought, here we go again with Fraser Clark. Luckily, we have 5 days this time. Thank you to the team who did an incredible job to turn Bogdan Dino round in 15 hours and probably a better opponent for Fraser Clark. So very, very excited to see Fraser show how good he is, and I echo his words. There's a lot of nonsense going around comparing him to British level. This guy's going way beyond British level. It's his first 8-rounder. Let's keep our feet on the ground and we can get moving this year.
Spence, I know you're chomping at the bit to get involved. How good is Callum? I know you were speaking to me off stage about it. How good is he?
Callum's brilliant. I'm always chomping at the bit to get involved. You know that. I love talking. But yeah, no, Callum's brilliant. He is the best kept secret in British boxing at the moment. 7-0, 8 KOs. Callum, I want to ask you a question actually. I told you this anyway. Who inspired you as a young man growing up? Who was like a boxing idol of yours? Was it Joe Calzaghe?
He is one of, yeah. Definitely.
I could see that when I was watching your fights. I was looking back a lot of your fights today. There's a lot of similarities. Yes, you're orthodox and Joe was a southpaw, but a lot of similarities. You carry your hands low, you feint a lot, you get inside, you like throwing clusters of punches, you're heavy-handed, and you throw great uppercuts. You've got a lot of potential there, and I saw a lot of Joe in your style, and I just wanted to ask that question.
Yeah, it's not really someone that I've tried to base my style on, but even amateur days I've been told, people come to me after fights, you know, you've got the same style of Joe Calzaghe, so I've been told that quite a lot, yeah, but definitely one of the best from the UK, 100%, and yeah, I like to put my shots together, I like to throw them combos, I like to just overwhelm my opponents, and obviously, that's what I'm going to make sure I'm fit enough to be able to do that.
I'm looking forward to the public seeing you on a big platform like Sky Sports and showcasing your skills. You've also got a little bit that cockiness, arrogance, that confidence of Joe Calzaghe as well.
I don't know if it's arrogant, just confidence.
It's moulded into one. It's a good thing.
Yeah, no, good. But yeah, like you're saying, obviously, I'm looking forward to getting on Sky and obviously fighting a probably more credible opponent. And like I say, Neves, who's actually going to come and is going to come in to win. Like I said, I said to everybody all the time, like all them whatever it is you've seen me on YouTube or Instagram, whatever it is, no one's seen nothing yet. Like all my fights that I've had have been good. The past 8 have been like the first, second or 3 rounds, and obviously every fight works on certain things, but I've not really shown nothing yet in any of those. But what my actual boxing ability, I've just kind of gone out and blown them out to try and make a statement to get on the position I am now. Yeah.
Well, when you've got a fight that comes with ambition, you can showcase your skills much better, and I'm sure we're going to see that on Saturday night. Fraser, I wanted to move on to you as well. You know, I wanted to talk to you about where you're at right now in the heavyweight division, like 5-0. And the public perception maybe of you is like they get frustrated, they want more, and I'll go, what more do you want? Like, do you find this yourself? Like, me as an outsider looking at it thinking, look, you've got to give the guy time to develop. Swanovski was a guy that has been in with a lot of names, he pushes a lot of names, beats a lot of guys. That was a great learning curve for you, good for your development stages. And you're moving, which I think is at a really good rate. Do you get frustrated with the way that the public want you to go faster than you are? They've got to remember that you had an extensive amateur career and a very successful one, but you have only had 5 fights. Do you feel that, you know, that you are maybe a little bit hard done by the way that the public think that you should be moving faster than you actually are?
A little bit, yeah. Everyone just thinks I'm after Johnny's job. That's all I think.
But there is an element of that to it as well.
You know, because they see me doing the punditry and stuff, the co-commentary now and then, people think, you know, I'm not serious. But in terms of boxing, it's my life, it's what I love. And the Sokolovsky performance was actually me on my worst day. I had a really bad camp. There was a lot of disturbances. And people were saying, oh, do you not want to take that fight? Do you not want to have that fight anymore? I was like, no, because I can beat this guy on my worst performance. I can beat him, no problem. And he's the test. I would have liked to have been in better shape, so I could have got him out of there, but I didn't. Yeah, we hear a lot, don't we? Plumbers, doormen, bouncers.
But Fraser, you know what though? You'll look back on that fight that you just mentioned and see that as one of the best learning fights that you would have had. Like, even though you felt that you underperformed, you've got a guy there that comes with a lot of credentials, got a lot of experience. And when you look back, you don't recognise him right now. Johnny will back me on this. But when you look back on that, that will be one of the fights that you take the most from.
Unfortunately, I'm old enough to have seen all the other heavyweights that came through when he first came on the scene, Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno, and they all slid through, and you had to fight certain shapes and sizes of opponents. What must be frustrating for you is the fact that these headliners that are out there now, you've actually sparred or boxed them in the amateurs. You're more familiar with them than the public actually realise. So therefore, you know what you're capable of doing, but you've got to wait your turn to get in position.
Yeah, I think what matters, Johnny, is that I'm like no other. It's all right talking it. It's all right me talking it. It's all right us living off the fact that I won a bronze medal in the Olympics, Commonwealth gold, European medal, world one that got nicked off me. It's all right talking about all the accolades, but people want to see it under the lights, on the boxer shows and on Sky Sports. Now, I've got the responsibility of doing that, of controlling that narrative and showing people what I'm really about. You can only do that by fighting. That's why I'm glad that Ben keeps me busy, and I do get to show that. Saturday night, I hope people see an improvement and let them know that I'm serious.
No one has had more scrutiny in our stable on their first 5 fights than Fraser Clark, because so much is expected of him it's unbelievable. I think there's no other heavyweight boxing in front of bigger audiences. He's on massive shows in his first fights of his professional career. That comes with heaps of expectation. He's got to fight, as you said, different shapes, different sizes. So when he does get to world level, we know we've done our job, and that's what this is.
Ben, but you know what? When people are talking about fighters at an early stage of their careers, when they're talking, the way that they talk about Fraser, trust me, that's a good thing. They're talking for a reason.
Fraser, how soon would you like to get him with something like Wardley, or would they get him with something like you? How soon would you like to tap?
Saturday night. I'm used to late replacements. Swap Dino with Wardley. Like that's not a problem for me. And this is no disrespect to him. I've got no problem with Fabio. He's got what I want eventually, you know, and we'll get there. I think in the next 2 or 3 fights. There's nothing personal with any of these other heavyweights. I'm ambitious and I'm hungry. So, you know yourself, Johnny. You've been there. You want to be successful. You want to be the man. And I'm no different to no one else.
Can I just say, Callum, I think boxer have done an amazing coup in getting you. I'd seen you box before any of this, and I thought, when I saw that you were now on the roster, I thought, Jesus, that's a really good shout, because you can fight. You've got pretenders, you've got guys that potentially can be something. You can fight, and I think they've really found a diamond in the rough with you. So now matchmaking is the most important thing for your career, to develop you as a fighter, because you can fight.
And the fan base, Johnny. You must see it in Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Yeah, we're all Yorkshire, aren't we? Especially South Yorkshire as well.
Yeah.
The new star of Yorkshire. This is a guy that's actually, that you hear a lot of people talking about ticket sellers in Sheffield and Yorkshire, and it's smoke and mirrors a lot of the time. This guy's got a huge fan base. Barnsley Football Club are right behind him. He's got everything.
South Yorkshire is like that, where if you've got somebody that's got a talented fighter, it spreads like wildfire, and he's that guy. He's that guy they're talking about.
Callum, how excited are you to be fighting on a platform as big as this? Because good fighters, they feed off that pressure, and there is a lot of pressure going into this one, because there's a lot of praise for you going into this one, and your record speaks for itself. Your style speaks for itself. It's exciting. You're an infectious person yourself. It's all there for you. Do you feel the pressure at all?
There's a lot of pressure, but what's the saying? No pressure, no diamonds. So yeah, I feel like I strive off pressure, and I feel like I said, I think the more pressure it is, when I go to sparring first sparring other gyms, and then when there's other their teams watching, or their kind of mates are watching, that's when I perform best. I like to not show off, but I like to kind of show off my skill, kind of thing. And yet, like I said, like Johnny was saying, obviously, my opportunity now, my time to shine. I've been doing this. It started when I boxed when I was 9. I've been doing it 17 years. I've not gone to the Olympics or done the things that amateur that Fraser's done, but I've done. I put a lot of hard work in for the past 17 years. I've had 15 amateur fights, 10 pro fights, for all them small old shows, and yeah, now I'm on that big stage, and I'm going to grab it with both hands. Yeah.
Well, thanks guys for taking all the pressure off me. I didn't have to do any talking. You did it all for me. We'll take a short break, and then we are back with the head-to-heads.
And back on stage for the head-to-head, the face-off component of our live showdown. We're going to bring up some of our featured bouts that are here today. Let them talk a little bit, let them square off before obviously we head to the weigh-ins tomorrow and fight night on Saturday here at the AO Arena in Manchester. I'm going to bring up first a featherweight contest for Saturday night. Introducing first to the stage, he comes to us from Liverpool, England, with a professional record of 12 victories versus just 3 defeats, with 3 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Ryan Phillips. And his opponent on Saturday night here in Manchester from Pennygrave, Wales, coming to us with a perfect undefeated record, here is Reese Edwards.
Reese, you are the home fighter, but you are from just down the road in Liverpool. Do you feel like you're going to have more support on the night?
I don't know. I don't really care. I'm coming. It's only me and Reese in the ring. So I don't have to lose on Saturday. It's just me and him in there.
You've been in confident mood all week. Do you feel like this is a fight you've definitely come to win?
Yeah, 100%. Every fight. I always want to win. I'm coming, and he knows I'm coming.
Reece, do you think this is about levels and that you're just a level above?
Yeah, 100%. Don't get me wrong, he's a good fighter. I know he's coming to win, but there's no chance. I know I'm a level or two above him.
Right, he's never been beaten before. There is no blueprint. What do you have to do to get the win?
I don't know. I'm going to leave it all in there. I'm going to give it me all.
How much of a look have you had in him?
I've had a little look. As I said, he is a good fighter, but it's not good enough.
Where do you think this fight is won and lost?
Obviously, it's an important step up in my career right now. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. Can't wait for the first bell.
Ryan, have you seen anything in Reece's arsenal that you can exploit any weaknesses?
I had a little look, probably about 5 seconds. He bored me. So I turned it off and let me team look.
Is your plan of action to bring the action then if you think he's going to stay on the back foot and be pretty boring?
I don't know. I'm just going to punch him more times than he punches me.
There's no real animosity here. It's more genuine respect and competitiveness. Do you have any final words to each other?
No, not really. Just let's carry on. I can't wait.
Good luck to both of you.
It's like this. See you start the yard.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our featherweight contest Saturday night, March 25th here in Manchester at the AO Arena. Brian Phillips versus the undefeated Reece Edwards. Live boxer on Sky Sports Showcase. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, one of our featured bouts for Saturday. Going to do a head-to-head with Savage Dan. 10 3-minute rounds in the super featherweight division, and it is for the vacant English Super Featherweight Championship. Introducing first to the stage from Grimsby, England, he comes to us with an undefeated record. Here is Levi Giles. And his opponent vying for the title as well. He comes to us from right here in Manchester, England, with a professional record of 18 victories versus just 1 loss. He is the current reigning Central Area Super Featherweight Champion, Michael Gomez Jr.
This is a very good fight, a genuine 50-50. Levi, it's a step up, you are unbeaten, but do you think this is the right step up at the right time?
Yeah, 100%. We've been trying to make this, well, not this exact fight, but plenty of title fights for a while now, and now it's here. I believe it more so when I'm in the ring with him, but so yeah, let's do it.
Get the ring behind me, now you want to fight, now you want to fight, now you want me. Don't fucking start chatting shit, I'll punch you up now.
I think we'd rather wait for Saturday.
That's about Saturday, mate. I'm not going anywhere, I'm there. You can go now, Saturday, tomorrow, whenever you want.
I don't mind talking in the ring.
You're gonna love talking, and you're winning that, you little fool.
I guess you're ready, fired up and ready to go on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm cool, but the man's going on about how when he's there in the ring, I'm here now, we can go whenever you want.
Do you think he's stepping up too soon?
I don't know anything about him, mate. I couldn't tell you. I don't know how good he is. I don't know anything about him. Saturday night, we'll find out how good he is.
Levi, how much do you know about Mike?
The team have done enough looking on Michael. I mean, he's been in with one decent opponent in Phillips. So I'd say that experience is what he's got on me, fair enough. Other than that, no, it's only because no one's stepped in with me yet, so we'll see Saturday night. It's a good test for me, see where I'm at and see if what Michael's got.
Michael, you've got the edge and experience, you've been on this stage before. What is it going to take to win this fight?
Same as every other fight, I'm just going to punch his face in.
No particular strategy, you don't need to really have a look, you've just got more will.
No, mate, I'm just going to go in there, stick it on him, and see how good he is.
Levi, I'm guessing you will have prepared for that kind of similar circumstance, someone to come and stick it on you. How do you evade it?
Yeah, we know what he brings forward, one-dimensional. Just walks centre of the ring, holds his hands up, throws plenty of shots. So yeah, we know what he's going to bring and we know what to deal with come Saturday night. You'll see.
Any final words to each other?
No, not from me.
Good luck Saturday night, guys. Face off.
Here in Manchester for the vacant English Super Featherweight Championship. Grimsby versus Manchester. Levi Giles versus Michael Gomez Jr. Live on Sky Sports Showcase.
Right, guys, thank you.
Showdown to do a face-off today here with Savage Dan. It's scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first to the stage, he comes to us from Bolton, England, with a record of 4 victories versus just 1 defeat. Here is Lindsay Buczynski. And her opponent, she comes to us with an undefeated record from Macclesfield, England. Here is the 2020 Olympic bronze medalist, Karis Arningstall.
This is a bit of a local derby, if you like. Lindsay, you actually wanted this fight. Why?
I just wanted the opportunity to show everybody on a big stage what I can actually do in the ring. Saturday night, everyone will see that.
A lot of fighters would maybe prefer to stay clear of an Olympian early on. You seem really willing and wanting to fight. What gives you that confidence?
Do you know, I'm not scared to take any fight. I'll fight any time on any stage really. So I'm ready for this.
Karis talked about levels already today. Is this about levels?
I'll never underestimate anybody. Credit to whoever taking a fight, but I am a level above you. 2 levels, if anything, and I'll show that Saturday night.
Is this a case of perhaps you not having much to gain and everything to lose?
Not really. I've still got to gain experience and whatnot, and I need the step-ups each fight, and Lindsay's a step-up from my previous opponents. She boxes more from my last 2 previous opponents, but personally, her throwing the shots are going to leave more openings for me, so I'm going to find my shots as well.
You mentioned the experience there. I think you've had 3 times the amount of rounds that you've had. Do you think that's going to be a telling factor in a fight?
Yeah, I have got the experience, but you know, I'm coming into this fight, I'm relaxed. She's the one that's got everything to prove in it. This is, you know, this is just an opportunity for me. So just to show everybody what I can do.
You punch hard for your weight, Karis. Is the style of fight maybe going to play into your hands, knowing that maybe she is going to try and win this fight more than some of your opponents have?
I don't know. I've watched her, I've studied her, of course I have. She doesn't typically come on a front foot. If she wants to come on a front foot with me, then fair play to her, but I believe I'll box her the same way I'll box everybody else. Smart pressure, counter puncher on the front foot.
Lindsay, how do you win this fight?
I've studied her. I do see openings. We have worked on stuff. So Saturday night, I'll show everybody what I can do.
Any final words?
Good luck. Same.
Good luck to both of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, 6 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division this Saturday here in Manchester. Boxer on Sky Sports, Bolton versus Macclesfield. Lindsay Buczynski versus the Olympic bronze medalist making her return, Karis Arningstall.
Half turn this way, long fish up, please. To the camera. It's right down here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event portion of this afternoon as we head towards Saturday night here in Manchester at the AO Arena, Saturday, March 25th. I want to introduce a few people that are joining us on stage first. welcoming back our host, Savage Dan, and also welcoming back the promoter of the event, Mr. Ben Shalom of Boxer. And now, on the side of the challenger, I want to welcome Isaac Peach and Matt Rose. And obviously they're joining one half of our main event this Saturday from Auckland, New Zealand. He is the undefeated. He is the reigning WBO Oriental, Global, and Intercontinental Cruiserweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David, the Great White Light. And on the side of the champion, obviously I introduced Ben Shalom, but I would also like to welcome Mr. Sugar Hill Stewart. And now, the champion from Hackney, London, England, making his return on Sky Sports. He is the undefeated. He is the former British, Commonwealth, European, and WBA Continental Cruiserweight Champion. And the current, reigning, defending WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the world. He is known and feared by many in the division as the Sauce. Here is Lawrence Okolie.
A world title on the line, a battle of the unbeaten. David, I'll come to you first. Welcome to the UK. 20 fights, 20 wins. You have not come here just to take part, you've come here to win.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm here. You know, I've worked my way up to this. I could have taken this fight a few years ago for the money. I'm not here for the money, I'm here for the belt.
Lawrence, you've been on this stage many times before. You won't be intimidated by it. Do you think the occasion will get to David?
No, he seems like a very cool, calm, collected person. He's been beaten some undefeated fighters in their hometown before, so I feel in their mind this will be a similar kind of proposition. But you know, obviously I have to show them very different on the weekend.
There's been constant light work references in the build-up. But what kind of fight are you expecting on Saturday night?
I think it's too easy when your name is David Light to make that kind of joke. But ultimately, you know, we prepared extremely well. I brought in the best sparring I could. I brought in people that he's boxed, the best Americans. I've had Babbitt, I've had really top tier sparring to get myself ready. He's someone that, with the way he presents himself, with his personality and how he looks, you could almost try and overlook him. But I'm someone that when I see him, I know what he really is. So I prepared for what he may bring, and I'm going to do what I'm meant to do.
David, you are the mandatory. You haven't been voluntarily picked. Does that give you confidence going into this fight? You've been cool as a cucumber, all build up.
Yeah, definitely, because I'm not here on someone else's terms. I'm here on the WBO. I've earned this and I made this fight happen. Earning the shot, becoming number one and winning the face-off to get this fight.
He's rangy, he's awkward, he hits hard. How do you win?
Yeah, that's what question people have been asking me all week. But you know, I'm not reinventing the wheel. This is boxing, you gotta punch the other person more than they punch you. And yeah, I've done the work. I've got the sparring partners, big rangy guys, all 6'5", 6'6", and I've had success.
I'll bring in your trainer, Isaac. You've obviously seen a lot of Lawrence, you would have studied him. Do you see anything that you can take advantage of? If so, can you let us know of any of them?
I think every fighter's got their weaknesses. Just Lawrence has got weaknesses, strengths, man, and we've got a game plan. We're confident we're here to win. We're gonna win, and I firmly believe Lawrence has overlooked us. I think media, everyone's overlooked us, and those are all for a big shot Saturday night.
What do you say to the reports that you are overlooking David Light? Have you overlooked him? Have you prepared diligently as always?
Yeah, as always, you know, you don't get to this position overlooking people ever. I think it's a nice, safe place to hide behind being the underdog, which is what Peach is probably trying to do here. And ultimately, the day's going to come, Saturday's going to come, and one of us is going to win and the other one's going to become irrelevant. So, yeah, I look forward to it.
David, you've said that you don't think this fight goes 12 rounds. Who gets stopped?
Well, not me.
Lawrence, do you see this going 12, or do you see this getting stopped inside the distance?
I think obviously with Sugar, Sugar keeps saying to me every day he loves knockouts. I'm not delusional. I know this is a grown man in front of me who's been training very hard, so I don't think it's going to be necessarily early, although I am going to be from round one matching him and overmatching him for pressure and power. So I feel that, you know, boxing is a very simple sport once you're in it, which is a tall fighter, you have to dip under, get to work, outwork someone. So I've been preparing. That's what I've got to say. And I'm very excited for Saturday to implement a lot of the stuff that me and Sugar have been working on. I think David's the perfect fighter for it because he's coming to win. And as you come to win and your coach is banging on the side saying, come on, you can do it, and then it sets you up for a lot of openings. And I think that boxing is a very physical sport. So same way he can punch, I can punch, and we're going to find out who comes out on top very, very soon.
Well, let's bring in Sugar Hill. Sugar, it's a new partnership with you and Lawrence. How's he been looking in camp? What changes have you made? Have you implemented that Kronk style to what you already had?
Well, Lawrence has been he's been improving from week to week, and the camp was a lot longer than we expected. So it gave us time to work on more things and to become more fluent with those things and seeing things and creating openings. So I'm very happy with the time that we did spend together, the extra time, and I'm just excited for Lawrence to go out there and be happy.
You said you love knockouts. I think all the fans at home love knockouts. Are you expecting a knockout on Saturday night?
I definitely do. That's part of the game plan that in every fighter I train is just trying to go with the knockout. Really don't like leaving it into the judges' hands. I don't like listening to the judges' scorecard, period. I just hate it. I don't care what happens. I just hate it.
Ben, we have a fight here that practically sells itself, a world title on the line. All the ingredients for a very good night of boxing.
Yeah, this is a serious fight. I want to thank Matt Rose as well. It's been brilliant to get this fight over the line. It's a proper world title fight. It's someone that's earned his position, not someone that we've chosen, not someone we would necessarily choose for the first fight after a year out with a new trainer on a new platform after everything that we've been through. This is a serious fight. We know David Light's tough. We know he's durable. We know he can punch. We know he's always fighting on the front foot, and he's going to stick it on Lawrence on Saturday night. And there's a lot of pressure on Lawrence to prove to everyone who he is, why we believe he's the best cruiserweight in the world, and he's got to be able to deal with David Light. And very, very excited for it. I think we're in for an absolute treat, and we're certainly not overlooking David Light.
Matt, it's a long way to come. You must be supremely confident in your man.
Yeah, look, David has shown remarkable resilience over the last 4 years. I mean, it was only 2 years ago that he ruptured his Achilles. Could have quite easily ended his career. But in the good hands of Peach, he's bounced back. He's beat the number 14, and then we took on the number 6 in Brendan Glenn. So he knows how to go into people's backyards and win. That's one thing that David turns up and he fights no matter where he goes. He comes to Australia, obviously based in New Zealand, comes to Australia, he wins there. So we're supremely confident that David has done all the work. Peach has put a great plan together, and come Saturday night, I told Benny Shalom earlier, we're here to spoil the party, you know, so I know David's here to win. He's here to knock Lawrence out, and I can't see it going any other way.
David, I guess there's only one thing left to do. I need to press you for a prediction for Saturday night.
Well, you won't get one because I'm not really in the business of doing that, but what I can predict is going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I'm coming to win. I know he's a proud man who's going to defend it with everything he's got. And that's what I love about the sport. I love putting on good fights. So that's what I'm here to do.
Lawrence, what happens on Saturday?
I prefer it not to be a good fight because it shows that two people are on the same level when they're there having a 50-50 punch-up. So I want to completely go in and dominate from range, and when he does get inside, show him that I'm the better inside fighter, and and get back out of range and hopefully score the knockout.
Good luck to everyone. Only one place to see it, Sky Sports, Saturday night. Final tickets are available at boxart.com.
Our main event this Saturday night here in division, vying for the WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. From New Zealand, David, the Great White Light, and the champion from Hackney, London, England, Lawrence, the Sauce, Okolie.
No, boys.